Hello, and welcome back to week 17 of Wrestling Mom's Basement. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right thinks Melania Trump is a less charismatic Ava Marie, Joe Venuto.
Thank you, and it's almost true. We're going to take things off where we left off in the last part of the news.
I know, and I'm sitting up for this.
We're grabbing balls, we're taking names, we're starting off with a new version of Raw vs. SmackDown Live. But we recap the segments because it'll be a lot more faster that way instead of me just wobble on the power ropes.
Yes.
Look at our opinions more so recapping.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about who grabs some balls on Monday to start the show. With the Raw roster staying on the entrance ramp, Joe Magic Carango apologized for what happened. For allowing the invasion happened last week. Stephanie stepped in early. Stephanie McMahon comes for returns. One of many returns. 4 returns. Stepped in early on the speech and interrupt. She berated him for allowing her brother and SmackDown storm into the show. Stephanie announced that Angle will be the team captain of Raw's roster squad. She noted that Team Red lost. He will lose his job as GM. That's what she said. Right?
Yeah.
So, Angle's job wrong. Stephanie, I'm going to be nice here. Stephanie was back to her old vindictive, heartless self here. She actually was entertaining here, all kidding aside, at the World Brand. Basically, she was entertaining here. She moved from a smiley to snarling him in this.
She at least has a reason to be a ball snatcher this time.
Yeah. The move to put Angle in Team Roll's a smart one, too. It allows the fans to see him in action again, making the event much bigger but without asking too much of it physically. Plus, the match added instant high stakes with Angle's little sub-story now. Mm-hmm. His livelihood being on the line is far more interesting element than brand loyalty.
Yeah. For some reason, I actually kind of like Stephanie being back. I know I complained about her.
Oh my god, I love her being back.
I don't know.
She's gorgeous.
I don't always love when she comes into the arena, but I love the way she does it. I've always had a crush on Stephanie McMahon since my childhood, so.
And the fact
that's a problem I got to deal with later because sometimes she reminds me of Vince. But anyway,
I did have a little crush on him when I was young.
I would move over because I'm not comfortable around you, but I'll be out of camera.
Oh, you were done?
No, I wasn't done. But anyway, I enjoy the promo. And this, it actually sets up Angle, Triple H later down the road. Stephanie's being a vindictive bitch. Angle comes out and gets one over on her. Triple H comes out with the sledgehammer and his stepdaddy leather jacket going on. And there we have Mania.
She did have a couple of good lines here. When she told the fans, admit it. You missed me just a little bit.
Yes, we did.
And then the best line probably, she said it takes 20 years to build a reputation and only 20 seconds to lose it. After that, Alicia Fox was supposed to be Bayley's opponent, but she claimed she was too busy with her captain duties.
And by the way, she has a captain's hat, like a sailor captain's hat.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
She called Nia
remember that one.
She called Nia Jax's second return in the first hour to take her place. Billy charged at Nia, leaving Nia railing and early going. Nia notes who took over. She bowled her Billy with an overwhelming slow methodical offense. Billy charged her briefly, but Nia flattened her. Alicia, who had been watching nearby, told the winner, Nia, she was her first pick for the Raw Survivor Series team. Samoa Joe to return and stomped past everyone soon after for the third.
I kind of wanted to see Nia Jax versus Samoa Joe standoff right there.
It was a short, solid match from the two.
Yeah.
Nia looked a touch quicker than usual, and she resumed her dominant ways against Bayface, who is apparently pulling the back of her. Alicia was fun in her brief appearance. She's going to make the cabbage roll stuff and remember. As always, great to see wins matter, so Nia had her wins as far as serious as it should be. And that was it for it.
I thought the match was solid. I felt Nia felt rejuvenated, so maybe it was actually just her taking care of some nagging injuries.
She wasn't going to use that anyway, so yeah.
Anyway, the match was good, and I guess it's a good sign for Nia that she starts off on a good foot.
Yeah, Alicia.
And here's the surprising thing: Daly actually got cheered.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. I put the GIF 84 years.
Yeah.
If you were coming over Twitter, you would already know that. But still, it was a solid match, and Nia's a nice first addition to the Raw Women's team.
Samoa Joe and Andrews trashed the fans for not caring about him. He promised to think of them when he was beating up his foes. Apollo Crews sued him advertised on the other side. The announcers explained Crews' Ace match as a chance to prove himself following Smackdown's invasion. Joe dominated Apollo. Apollo was unable to lift him for a suplex. Joe, however, didn't have any issue driving him to the canvas. Aggression from Apollo helped him make the bout go longer than I thought it was going to do, keep Joe at bay. Continued clutch play into Apollo's hopes of victory. Though Tice set the anchor bell, getting a taste of Joe's submission hold as well. The LL Apollo not look like a pushover while still playing on Joe's force of nature. Joe didn't look like he has a bit of ring rust on him either. He could recover from his injury. Enter Devalor and a few victors on Apollo's level. He must charge right back at the Raw's top level though. These are great every turn needs to be showcased.
Yeah, I'm very happy Samoa Joe's back. He walked out. I was bobbing my head to his music the whole time. His promo came off as a heel promo, even though the crowd was cheering him the whole time. And his match with Apollo was also pretty solid. So, a very, very good turn of the show, in my opinion.
Up next is Matt Hardy versus The Miz for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The moment the bell rang, Matt was all over The Miz. For a number of pinfalls, Miz was able to slow things down, keep Matt on the mat. The Miz also cheap shots on Arthur was looking. Matt slipped his way back into the bout. He had the Miz on the ropes until the champ hit the Skull Crusher finale. Matt is a lot slower than he once was.
Yes.
Especially compared to Jeff nowadays. Matt's a lot slower.
Yeah. But recent years he hasn't had to rely on his on a quick in-pace ring style.
But with that being said, he remains a skilled storyteller though.
Yes.
Him and Miz had a fans buzzing there. It was the best match of the night. I actually tried the best match between both shows.
Yeah, I was willing to give it that. It is definitely for me the match of the week.
Title matches thrown into the mix are always welcome, especially once that feature fresh pyramid superstars. Given Miz zero time needs to continue to be a priority. A match like this help him give him a platform to play the lucky cryptic heel champion role. He's so damn good at.
Yeah, my match of the week. Very good match. Good outing from Matt here, who, especially recently, hasn't had to rely on his in-ring ability as a solo star. It's been mostly his character and his stories we tell through that. Such like Broken Matt Hardy, who you probably aren't going to see for a while because I don't think there has been teasings anytime recently. But still, it was a good outing from Matt here. Great match from Miz, who continues to impress. Good match.
Up next is Asuka versus Stacey Cullen. Asuka clobbered and hamstring tail Stacey Cullen. She grinned as she took it for a part, strike by strike, and the match is over in a hemorrhage. This is a better showcase of what Asuka is than her two matches with Emmett. Even this bout was of lesser quality. She came off as dangerous and special. Her yelling at Stacey in Japanese was a nice touch. She gobbled up Stacey and looked like she was having a place to it. This is the way to introduce her to the middle audience.
It's if you're going to release Emma anyway, this is probably what should have happened to her. Instead of wasting a goodbye, just have Asuka come out and murder her. Murder her like she owes her money.
Yes. Up next is Cesaro versus Finn Balor. The announcers told this match has had impossible Survivor Series implications, as Angle will be watching a team role spot on his mind. Finn Balor and Cesaro kept things on the matter early on, things grew more physical as Cesaro took the uppercut on his opponent. A distraction from Sheamus gave Cesaro the edge. He battered and wrenched Finn, but Finn refused to quit. Finn full of Sheamus interferes a hit, diamond stomp to the back of Cesaro's head for the 3 count. Kane emerged in their match and attacked Finn. It will be next to impossible for these two to have a bad performance against each other. But this actually wasn't nearly as electric as it could have been, I thought.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There was a lot of distractions in commercial breaks, to a degree. And a qualifying match would have been better than the vague jockeying for position.
Yes.
For real. Still thinking Hartford win was a good move. And pitting him against Cesaro was a smart way to appeal to the diehards like us.
It's the trickle-down effect of Brock Lesnar beating Braun Strowman. Brock Lesnar defeats Braun Strowman. Kane has to have a feud with Braun Strowman to raise Braun Strowman. So he crushes Finn Balor, who's going to beat Cesaro. This is the chain they have created.
Smackdown manager Daniel Bryan appeared backstage to try and make peace with Angle. The lights later went out, and Kane soon attacked him in the dark. Seth Rollins, and then this time they came with Seth Rollins. Seth the wire around the ring until Kane bowled him over and went to work. Kane battled Seth around the ring as Dean cheered Seth on the ringside. Cesaro and Sheamus showed up at the table and mixed up with Dean. Kane dominated for the most part. He full Seth's zero offense and chokeslammed him for the victory. Dean dropped Kane to the bell before Brawl broke out. Kane laid out both full tag champs by the end of it. It's clear what WWE is trying to do here is build up Kane to set up a feud with Braun Strowman. The process just hasn't been fun to watch. Kane being an ensemble monster at his age is hard to swallow. And he's not nearly as intimidating as Perez as we've seen his common work in corporate alter ego. His match for Seth was fine. I mean, it was a match with clear story, but a little electricity.
Yeah. There was very little heat to the match. It was fine. I don't think Kane should be getting wins over Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Dean Ambrose in 2017.
No, he didn't beat Dean.
He's going to beat Dean. We're into his run where he's probably going to job to the other candidate in Knoxville, Tennessee. But still, I don't think he should be beating these names in 2017. When you have people on your roster like Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews,
Titus O'Neil.
Titus, yeah. I said Apollo twice too.
To Apollo Crews.
Kurt Hawkins.
I think you have a problem with King over these guys.
Yeah, because they're main event talent any other time of year except when King's there or Mania.
They didn't need to build Big Show like this for long.
No.
Up next was a trick or treat fight.
And there goes the show.
The show was long lost. He's like Rhino versus Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows.
Yeah, it was fun before this point.
Kane was getting pushed right before, right? The show was long gone this hour.
Yeah,
fine. He's slaying Rhino, slugged out Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, with Halloween themed props all around them. They hate each other with pumpkins. Until the club closes up the match, they wore pumpkins on their heads, which allowed Rhino, just as Mrs. Claus, to get the victory. The victory. What the fuck am I talking about? No one benefited from this silly slapstick matchup. Featured two teams with no history. This is all random a thrown bit filler to check the Halloween box off of the booking list. And he threw in Dash at Christmas too. And they're going to have a Christmas theme, a live episode of Raw on Christmas Day too. So they get to check off a lot of these boxes. This was played for laughs, but it wasn't funny. It was sure to be one of the moments everyone mentions when we're calling on the company missed the boat with Gallows Anderson.
I got one reaction to it.
Up next, Elias has his song for Jason Jordan. Elias mocked Jason Jordan's song for Jordan there showed up looking for a fight. He suplexed Elias before he told him with the guitar, broke his guitar. Jordan broke Elias' new guitar. Elias and Jordan's legs clashed to his job, and that moved the story forward. But it's hard to get too excited about their feud. Elias has been fun as the antagonizer, but Jason hasn't made nearly as much of an impact, though. The sum of it all is a boring story with a few chuckle-worthy moments. And fans seem more invested in the heel here than they are in root for Jason.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm more into Elias than I am Jason.
But this is going to culminate on Monday Night Raw this Monday.
where someone's gonna have to climb the turnbuckle and reach up and grab that guitar off the pole and then hit their opponent with it because they gotta choke on that slap nuts.
Up next, Drew Gulak versus Kalisto. Drew Gulak told up Enzo Amore before the action began, and then spelled soft, S-O-F-T.
Drew Gulak is a national treasure.
Yes. His size advantage had him in control early in the match. Kalisto buzzed around at him with a high-flying offense. Salida del Sol winning the bell early. Enzo attacked Kalisto post-match. Drew's comic relief worked here say today.
Yes.
A blatant line match, nothing much from Enzo on the mic made this segment forgettable. Drew was a star, pointing out some Enzo's catchphrases. The Kalisto-Enzo feud has been a disappointment thus far.
Yeah, feud's disappointing. Gulak's a national treasure.
And I want to cover the main event and the main segment combined since they were all intertwined together. You know, they had nothing to do with each other.
Yep.
Backstage, the Miz sold a bag of garbage. I thought it was a sign that Braun Strowman was back. He said, let's just show where we're going to look for protection. Growling increasingly paranoid. In the ring, all this is going on is the main event, the Women's Championship match between Mickie James and Alexa. The Alexa took over. She punched Mickie in the ring. Mickie was able to stall Alexa, but Alexa recovered and took her down. I think it was a right hand that turned to a slap, and Mickie would knock out.
Yeah.
Then the cameras cut to the Miz, who was desperately trying to leave the building. Then a garbage truck dumped all of his stuff all the garbage onto his limo. Strong appears out of the garbage.
How long has he been living on garbage, by the way?
2 weeks.
That's not just eating garbage, that is drinking garbage juice.
Braun then runs up the limo.
You can't last more than a day without water.
No. Braun runs up that limo that Miz tries out, runs up the limo, jumps onto the bay, the loaded bay, and he's out. The cameras cut to them, and he just wallops them all over the place, mainly Curtis Axel. It takes like 5 power slams, one for the last one for the announce table.
Yeah.
Alexa celebrating the ring while all this is going before they make their way out.
Yeah.
No, for some of the one. Alexa versus Mickie really didn't get going until the final third of it. And this match had the energy and hype of their first match at TLC. Yeah. This might be the main event. And we'll be interested to see if Alexa's run 4-arm smash, if they're calling it, will become her new finisher. It will be odd choice for someone her size.
Anyway, isn't that Nikki's finisher?
Yes, and Nikki's way bigger than Alexa.
Literally bigger and bigger.
Yeah. As for Braun's hunt, it was equal parts corny and cool. There was a hard move.
It's usual Braun Strowman stuff.
There was a
Some
hard.
of it can be corny, but some of it can be really cool.
There was a horror movie vibe to it for Halloween.
Yeah.
Braun's Vengeance, I did like. I actually this one was a little underwhelming compared to his other stuff that he's done though.
Yeah.
I like the part of the trash truck and all. I don't know. I want more from that and less of the woman. I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll agree to that.
This felt more dragged out. This one. It didn't feel as quick pace as like they were Roman with the ambulance and all.
Yeah.
They had a kind of exclamation point we're used to seeing from him.
Mm-hmm. It's probably because he spent too much time preaching to the crowd because they kept on asking one more time.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't supposed to be that long, but he was just giving.
Yeah, like he was just giving the crowd what they wanted to. Which
yeah.
I guess it's a positive. However, it sort of did drag the segment on a little too long.
Yeah.
The match was fine. Mickie should not be losing clean to a forearm shot from Alexa.
This was the point to fix this was the chance to fix the roles women's division and get a new champ going. So we can have some fresh fuse.
By the way, may I ask, I don't remember fully, so I'm really static with this. Did Alexa hit her DDT and Mickie kick out of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I actually think the match had been rushed too.
It probably was because they realized that segment was going to run hell long.
Yeah. But that's how the roll ended. Next, SmackDown Live. Shane kicked off this week's show. Wasted a little time to run down the location for SmackDown Live's disrespect at the hands of Roll. He relived the recent history of SmackDown, including putting together a team that featured Dan Bryan's general manager and the live Tuesday night show. None of that was good enough though. Roll continued to look down the brand and disrespect it at every turn. So SmackDown opted to take the fight to Roll, putting the brand under siege. Now, as Survivor Series, the new brand will look to be his oppressor, and Shane revealed will be him as team captain. Shane did a better job this week of establishing the source of SmackDown's discontent last week.
Yeah.
Now, we know the reason why SmackDown struck like that. And the announcement that he will captain the show's team as Survivor Series is a huge one that has greater levity to the match. The fans are reacting strongly to everything Shane's been saying to this. So, the story that WWE is going with is actually going over with the audience. It seems like the audience aren't buying into it, though.
Yeah.
But this week there is actually some truth because Vince and Stephanie, I think, do feel that way about SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I agree.
Especially last year when SmackDown was clearly blowing Roll out of the war.
That's the obvious thing. However, it does seem like SmackDown rushing to fix a mistake that the Raw booking team made by giving them sort of a flimsy excuse on why Shane brought the entire roster there.
Well, he did bring an entire roster.
He brought just about the entire roster.
Yeah, well, some of them took a vacation. On the way there, they got lost.
Alright, it was Orton,
So Charlotte,
and
Naomi.
Sammy, and Kevin.
Oh, yeah, so those 8 or 6
Yeah.
took a vacation.
But,
And Shelton.
Alright, but it was the rest of the roster.
And the rest of the tag teams.
Alright, the rest of the roster was there. I'm not sure why Shane felt the need to bring all of them to just say hi to Kurt, say like, hey, I'm going to beat you at Survivor Series. I guess it would work if he turns heel.
Yeah, I think the need was that I think they're trying to build it as literally as overall looks down SmackDown. So even though SmackDown does hate each other, they're still part of the show that's being looked down upon. So all of them will roll the team up for one night and then another night down at Survivor Series to take down Raw. I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, but it just seemed like something that they were really trying to fix. Good night.
Raw hasn't even mentioned this storyline besides Stephanie. Yeah. And Kurt. Raw hasn't even mentioned anything.
Yeah.
Or tried to retaliate.
Next, they're waiting for their Samoan long, raven-haired, beautiful man, Roman Reigns.
Up next is the 3 falls match, so nice qualifying match between Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Match was going to make it so Dolph Ziggler and Roode square off into a 3 falls match. Dolph struck first over a super kick that knocked Bobby Roode out just long enough to secure victory. Bobby even short there tossed a Dolph face first into a steel post and rolled him up for a victory. That fall, the second match occurred during the commercial break in the split screen. With the scorecard now at one piece, they engaged in a series of near falls, including callbacks to pre-matches that still the Tug of Tice. And then Bobby was able to deliver the Glorious DT and pick up the victory and move on to SmackDown. The match itself was the same quality Fury was spec between Bobby and Dolph.
Yeah.
It was a fine balance, predictable outcome. Though when looking at the program as a whole, though, it becomes difficult to imagine what the point of the feud was.
Yeah.
Either guy really benefited from it. Does Bobby look any better for having won the contest? Did Dolph look better for having worked with the newcomer? For me, the answer to the question is definitely no, so why bother for good matches? There are great wrestling matches up and down WWE card these days. This was no different. But booking these two together for their promise of good wrestle is ace backwards. And a major issue with WWE's creative process.
Yes.
But it was still a good match, so I'm not taking nothing like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see both guys move on.
Yeah, I'm glad to see both guys move on too. I hope this actually continues something for Dolph where he's actually used a bit more frequently before he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the match was good. I do recommend watching it. but I think he just fell short of the quality Matt and Miz set up this week.
Mm-hmm. Up next is Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara for the non-title. Andrew scoring the victories rate count disqualification. Sin Cara looks to make it 3 in a row against Vince's Chamber Baron Corbin Tuesday night. Moves in the match. Baron broke a lockup by grabbing the mace of his opponent. Sin Cara escaped a big boot to the face. Baron in return cuts Sin Cara off, keeping him from mounting him mostly close to the part of the offense. The fight split to the outside late, where Sin Cara looked at the commentary chair overhand tossed at Corbin. Well, he did with the spear, tackled him, and started punching him in the face. Corbin escaped from the crowd as the nowhere more intense than Drew and Sin Cara. So tall, I think Corbin won by DQ, I think. Or it was a no contest, not sure. Winning matches by DQ counted did nothing to help fans race the pace, where Sin Cara was a generic luchador jobber, whose biggest claim to fame was the fact he had been portrayed by 2 different guys in the past. Ramp up his intensity, give him a goal.
And he's currently betrayed by the guy who actually lost.
Right.
Between the 2 guys.
Ramp up his intensity, though, give him a goal, and let fans see genuine emotion out of him. Though, I'm actually going to give him further, and that actually helped Sin Cara a lot this week.
Yeah.
Fans chant Lucha Lucha as he stood tall, chasing Baron out of the building. It worked. There was a moment in time that actually benefited Sin Cara and set him up for maybe a potentially hot program with Baron Corbin. Who the hell thought that could come?
Yeah.
And if match became maintained, some of the momentum they built in this segment, though.
Yeah, I felt it gave Sin Cara heat that he's always been missing. Just that nice little fire that he's just gonna eventually resolve things with his fists.
Which was actually Hunico's old gimmick.
Yeah.
So,
it's a little bit of Hunico and Sin Cara. Yeah, I'm sort of interested in seeing a Sin Cara Corbin match. I wouldn't actually have said that before seeing that.
Right.
I'm a little worried on the match quality because I think Corbin works much better with guys who are a quicker pace.
Yeah, this is the slower Sin Cara.
Yeah, this is the better Sin Cara, but the slower Sin Cara.
Right, this is the more careful one.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily sure that helps Corbin in a match.
And well, they're going with Hero versus Master, which looks like they may be headed.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they might be having a new United States champion come Clash of Champions.
I'm gonna say this. I think Baron Corbin will look like a weird ass bald man.
Look him up. He's been bald before.
Oh yeah.
And FCW when he first started.
Oh okay.
Or very short hair, like buzz cut. Yeah. So,
right.
But he would just look creepy. Like, fully bald.
Yeah, just how I picture Corbin. Just try to picture it without hair.
Yeah. Before I continue, this week all the tag teams were, most of the tag teams were involved in the show. They just did matching segments.
Yeah.
The Usos were told about DSF, and Dable Shuck came up to them. Dable rapped. They told Shane they got a tag team championship match Tuesday in England. Brazanga did a Stranger of Things with the Ascension.
Stranger of Things.
Tyler was 11. Fandango was Sheriff. Victor was Barb. Connor was the creature in the K-Mass. Ty was underneath the tent. In the tent.
And instead of 11, he was
10. The Agos were Elgos. The Christmas lights went out. The picture of the Bludgeon Brothers were on the wall.
and lit up. Yeah.
Lit up in the dark. They heard attacking. It sounds like the four of them got attacked, or Triple One, all those bad said. They disappeared. Well, Lights Canonical and the briefcase was back. It was open. There was a tablet and it looked like Jigsaw saying, "Let the games begin."
Yep.
So right now we're sitting under the assumption that the Bludgeon Brothers set us up, who also got a vignette. So this was found out the tag division was focused on backstage, except for the New Day, Rusev, and AEW, which we could say in a little bit. WWE Champion Jinder Mahal hit the ring for a promo. Jinder was not a little lack of confidence as he vowed to defeat Universal Champion Brock Lesnar in Survivor Series. Jinder said there was nothing to fear tonight because Samir Singh will defeat AJ Styles. He ended by speaking of Punjabi until AJ's music played, and it was another good promo from Jinder.
Yeah.
And AJ made his way to the square circle. Samir Singh versus AJ. Samir made a mistake of slapping AJ in the top match and paid for it as he was tossed around the ring and flying with the Styles Clash, which delivered AJ victory immediately after match. Jinder and Sunil, the one that didn't wrestle, attacked, landed AJ, been in his background ring post, and thriving based on the numbers game that has benefited Jinder sold the door title reign. The segment ended with Jinder delivering 2 straight colossus, which AJ sold the shell. Driven by his own obsession with Brock and AJ disrespected him. He assaulted AJ after he beat his 2 associates in back-to-back matches. Jinder stabbed and punched AJ with a series of his finishing moves and had been in his background post. It was logical, but keeping what play was more the same old until his numbers game proved too much for the little babyface to come. As a segment, though, it's relatively straightforward, which is not always a bad thing if done smartly.
Yeah, I did like this segment. AJ beats the hell out of another Singh brother. And I felt Jinder actually kind of good promo for 2 weeks in a row. I don't think he's done that before. I guess it's wonders for him that he has something else besides I'm going to speak to my people in my language.
Yeah.
He did try to do that, but AJ cut him off to get the babyface pop. Just haven't stopped doing that. Still, I thought the segment was pretty entertaining. And then, yeah, I said that about Jinder for a few weeks in a row. So.
This is clearly Jinder's best work as WWE champion.
Yes.
So far. And then the next video we'll have the continuation, the Smackdown Live, our winners, and then 205 Live NXT.
Yep.
So yeah.
See you then.